You're tuning in to Natty News Daily with the latest and breaking natural bodybuilding news. Bringing you today's Natty News, your host, Leroy Rollins.
What's happening, guys? Welcome to another episode of Natty News Daily. Thought I would do something a little bit different in this video. We're going to dub it kind of a show analysis, you could say. I did want to do these for a lot of the natural shows this year, but obviously that's not happening. At least not for the foreseeable future. So we went back in time a little bit. This kind of sparked in my brain from a post I made on the Natty News Daily Instagram from the 2013 WNBF Worlds overall lineup. So you're going to see that on screen right now in the front relaxed pose. From left to right, hopefully I'm pronouncing this right, we have Abraham Tishabi, Siobhan Cunningham, Brian Whitaker, and Mark Oakes. So four of the top natural bodybuilders at the time. Very, very impressive resumes for all four of them. And, you're seeing why they're at this level. Very impressive physiques across the board, from the lightweight to the middleweight to the heavyweight. It's just very, very impressive to see, what the body's capable of naturally. A lot of people get bent out of shape when, it says it's going to, you tell somebody it's going to take, 10, 15 years to develop a very impressive physique. But you look at these guys and, maybe 10 to 15 years isn't that bad if this is going to be the end result. So moving into the front lat spread, you're seeing Abraham in the yellow trunks on the far left. Very, very wicked front lat spread here. Big shoulders, some flaring lats. It's hard to see from this angle, but you definitely see the lat on that one side there, and then his quads are just ridiculous. Then moving to Siobhan there. Just a very good shape as well. Crunching down on the abs instead of lifting the chest up like Abraham. And then Brian Whitaker, same thing with the chest up high. Again, very, very impressive X-frame. And then Mark on the end there with, again, very impressive X-frame. So you're just seeing guys from all weight classes. These guys would have won their weight class and then come into the overall to fight for the actual world title. But just impressive physiques regardless of the body weight. Very, very impressive physiques. Moving into the side chest here, I think from this angle for sure, Brian looks like he's got it. So second from the right there, just a very complete side chest. Mark's looks really good too, really dense. Obviously from this angle it's a little harder to tell, but I think he's got a very, very solid side chest as well. Abraham, not so much. It looks like there's some hammies missing there, but he could have been just transitioning into the pose. You never know. And then Siobhan again. Siobhan and Brian, I think, were the two that were going to fight for this pose. So the two guys in the middle. But again, that's just my opinion. You guys can comment below what you guys think, what you guys see. But I think these kind of just a little analysis are going to be something fun to do. So moving now into side tricep. I actually couldn't find a photo of front double bicep. So that's the only pose we're missing. First thing that jumps out at me is actually Mark on the far side there. Like, that shoulder is looking ridiculous. Can't really say much more than that. That shoulder looks ridiculous. And you're seeing he's posing. He's got his feet a little bit different. I see a lot of guys in the UK pose that way, which is interesting. Whereas over here in Canada and the US, from what I've seen, we do the kind of the classic side tricep where your foot is in that same position as side chest. So Mark's arm is looking incredible. Again, Abraham, I don't know if they caught him in a transition here or not, but obviously not completing the full pose from what I can see. I don't know. I think Mark takes that one. Going into the back relax now, so turn around from the rear. First thing, you're looking at probably Abraham in the yellow trunks. He's got a lot of muscle. He's got a lot of size. But then I'm looking at Brian, second from the right. His conditioning, that's something that's jumping out, and that's something that in natural bodybuilding they typically reward quite a bit. So he might have won this pose from his conditioning alone. Obviously still has the shape, the proportion, and all that stuff, but on a smaller scale than Abraham, but his conditioning appears to be much, much better. So you can see like his hamstring, his glutes, and up through his back is a lot more conditioned than Abraham's. And then second, maybe I'd probably go Siobhan in this pose, and then probably put Mark third, in my opinion, and then Abraham to finish. So again, guys, when you're talking about like placings at this level, you're really trying to pick out little things because they are all very, very fantastic bodybuilders. You're just trying to find something that might be wrong, which is typically very, very hard at this level. Back double bicep now. all four look good in this shot. Mark on the end there, he looks great. Brian, Siobhan in the middle. Abraham got a lot of size up there, but I think, again, conditioning might hurt him a little bit. Siobhan there almost looks like he's pinching back too much, whether that was a transition into the pose and he was going to pull his elbows forward a little bit more. But you guys are seeing, if you compare him to Brian is flaring those lats out and really opening that back up, whereas Siobhan looks like he's pulling back a little bit. So a lot of people think that when you do a back double bicep, you have to pull back and squeeze, but that actually makes you look narrower. Whereas with Brian, you're seeing he pulls his elbows forward and he looks wider. Here we go, back lat spread. Again, eyes move to the end, looking at Abraham with his size. He's got very, very flaring lats in the yellow trunks there. But then you move down the lineup and you're seeing him looks like to be getting edged out by conditioning. So the two guys in the middle, Siobhan and Brian, even Mark at the end's got a very impressive back. Almost rounding too much, it looks like. I think it could be kind of ruining his shape a little bit. I think I'd give it to Brian myself, but Siobhan's giving him a run for his money too. If you look at their legs, Siobhan's leg looks a little bit thicker than Brian's, but if we're looking at conditioning, Brian might have edged him out. Brian's glutes are in for sure. And then again, as you move up to his back, you can see those rear delts, you can see the traps, you can see the lats, into the mid and lower back. So that would have been a tough one. Any of the three there, Brian, Siobhan, Mark, any of those three could have taken it, in my opinion, for sure. But again, guys, you're seeing the best of the best, and just any of these guys at any other show, you look at them and you're like, whoa, this is amazing. But when you have all of them in the lineup competing against each other, it's just, you're seeing top-level athletes doing what they do best. Here we go in a most muscular, and you're actually seeing a couple different variations, which is kind of cool. So Brian there hitting just the hands together, standing up nice and tall, showing off a very complete symmetrical physique. You got the two on the end hitting the crab, Abraham and Siobhan, which looks great on both of them. People try it, but if they don't have good shoulders, good traps, it's not a good look. And then Mark on the end hitting a little bit different, almost like a classic most muscular, which I think on him looks really good. It's a very good look. So what do you guys think of the video? If you guys enjoyed stuff like this, let me know, and we'll do this more often. We'll go back in history and look at some of the top, natural shows, whether it's WNBF, DFAC, Yorton Cup, any of that stuff. So let me know, guys. Hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, please give the video a like. Please subscribe to the channel if you're new, and don't forget to follow us on Instagram at Natty_news_daily. And I'll see you guys in the next one.